Cup of coffee, thank you. Just a little drink of my coffee, please, before I get started today. Thank you. The nation of Israel. God done everything to build them up, to make them the great nation. The law of Moses, he gave them the law. He told them how to eat, how to live, how to, just everything. There's all kinds of laws with regards to their diets, with regards to war, with regards to treating brothers and sisters correctly. It was a wonderful system, the law of Moses. It wasn't intended for the Christian. It was an eternal covenant between God and the Jew. And God never intended us to live by the law of Moses, to keep all the law. Number one, we couldn't do it because he says if we disobey one part of the law, we've broken all the law. But he gave the law and the commandments, and it was to enhance the nation of Israel. But they were so concerned about breaking the law that every little idea and every little thought, for instance, the Sabbath day, they had so many other laws to protect the Sabbath day. They were afraid of man maybe taking liberty and doing something he shouldn't be doing on the seventh day. So they had 39 other laws to protect the Sabbath day. But Jesus Christ sums it up when he says, I want to make this simple for you. The law, the prophets, the Old Testament law of Moses was the schoolmaster to bring us to Christ, the fullness, to bring us to Christ. And Jesus Christ sums it up. He says, let me try to make this thing easy for you so that you can understand fully. I want you to love God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, and I want you to love each other. But man is not content with that. That's why in Acts chapter 15, the Pharisees, they put the unbearable yoke around the necks of the people. They kept adding to it, and they weren't happy with what Jesus said. So they would have these unbearable yokes around the necks of people. It was a sad situation. But God wanted to simplify things. God wanted to make things easy, but we make it difficult. There's a lot about religion today that's difficult. There's a lot about religion today that's hard to understand. The formality, the ritualism, even the hypocrisy at times, even the hypocrisy that people see in churches, and people are disillusioned with religion. I don't hear it much where people say, I'm disillusioned with Christ or God, but with religion, yes. And the reason that is the case, there's good religion, there's bad religion. I'm afraid, and again, please, don't get me wrong. I'm not putting down or knocking my past. I'm not saying anything detrimental to those who helped me along the way. Years ago, they done a tremendous job. But I grew up, and it all had to do with do's and don'ts. It all had to do with external matter, do's and don'ts. There was no list. There was no physical piece of paper, a list here and a list there. But the list was so evident, it was so realistic. And we would even teach our kids, do this, and we'll give you that. Do this, and we'll let you do. And we taught our children, if we didn't give them a list, we at least told them that if you do this, you'll get this. If you don't do this, you're going to be in trouble. If you do this, you'll be okay, you'll be blessed. And this, I grew up with this list. Do's, don't do this, don't do that. And Christianity became almost impossible for me. I was young, I was trying to read the Bible, I was trying to follow Jesus. But the list of don't do this, don't look sideways. I mean, it got so comprehensive, I couldn't look up. I was so burdened down with the external laws and the external ideas that people had put upon me. The lists were unbelievable. And just they went on and on. You had better not do this or you're going to be out. Tell our kids, eat this and you get dessert. Make good grades, I get you a car. Do this, stay out of trouble. And we have all these external laws trying to get our children to obey from the heart. And it's almost like bribery. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't keep a lot of those do's and don'ts. And there were some people around me who were pretty strict. And whenever I failed, they let me know. I was punished. I was put out of the house, or I was cast aside as no good or useless. And I'll be honest with you, along with the struggle of trying to live for Christ, I felt useless. I felt useless. There is a better way. Love God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and love each other, and do as you please. May God bless you today.